Today is September 21st, and today is the United Nations International Day of Peace. This happens every year. What the United Nations asks us to do, if we choose to, is to take a moment of silence and to have a day of truce, where we put down our arms, either literally or figuratively. And there are thousands of organizations around the world that are doing events today, on this day. And for me, I've done various events throughout the years. I've done heart walks, which are like peace marches in different cities, mapping out a route on the streets in the shape of a heart. And today I thought it would be a great idea to do a peace meditation right in front of the White House, now that I'm in DC. And it's addressing that question of what would it take for us to put down our arms, literally with guns, but also our defenses we have around ourselves. And my life is really dedicated to this idea of not just peace, but what is lasting peace? What is going to create lasting peace? There are plenty of people who are out there who are activists, who are doing beautiful work of standing up for the rights of other people. There are plenty of things happening around the world that are really trying to generate a world where there's no war, where we can put down our arms. But the question is, what's going to create lasting peace? And for me, this idea of occupy your heart is something that really sets the stage for that. We're not going to have lasting change where people are all going to have equal rights, where people are going to be treated fairly, where we're going to put down our arms, until we first take a moment to occupy our hearts. It really starts with the heart. What would it take for each one of us to go within and take a moment of silence before we act? And if we're going to see lasting change, that means we're going to have to talk to people that we don't agree with. That means we're going to have to look at aspects of ourselves that we may not want to look at. And none of that's going to happen until we first take a moment and be silent. So in this idea of lasting peace and what's going to create lasting change, it has to start with listening. I'm here at the White House for one reason to look at, we've had recent events this past year with a new president and a new administration, and people are still wondering what happened and what is going on in this country. And one answer to that, there are many answers, could be that we all stopped listening. We stopped listening to our needs, we stopped listening to our hurts, we stopped listening to our viewpoints, and in that we've created more separation where we're not working together. You can't listen if you're not silent. So this idea here today is to have people come and sit in silence, to meditate on this idea of peace, and to create an image right in front of the White House, and as people are walking by, this sense of, as life goes on, what it feels like to remember that there's so much wisdom in silence, there's so much wisdom in taking a breath before you say something, there's so much wisdom in connecting with someone, connecting with their heart, from your humanity, tapping into someone else's humanity. The method I developed, called respectful confrontation, is a method and a practice to help people to develop the skills and the courage to stand in their power, to speak their truth, to get their needs met in a way where they don't get harmed and other people don't get harmed. And in doing that, if you can really stop and really speak your truth without judgment and simply from your viewpoint, listen to the viewpoints of another, be in that messy, uncomfortable place, then where there were no solutions, suddenly new solutions can emerge.